Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, I'm gonna safely assume that everyone heard about the news about Steve, pretty much confirming on his own Instagram account that he was being let go from GH, over the mandate. Now, yeah, there's been rumors and everything like that, and you had some people that I'm not gonna sit there and mention have been sitting there saying that Steve is leaving and yada yada yada. Then there's been other fan accounts that they're saying that they're renegotiating, he may stay, and blah 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 blah. And for me personally, it's one of those things where it's like I was not going to fully believe it until I either heard it from Steve himself or ABC, or Disney, one of those official, kind of sources I was going to sit there and believe. And yeah, I heard it from him, and to be honest, I'm glad I didn't wait on it because I'm not gonna lie, I was really sad to hear. I was really sad to hear. I I hate what Disney is doing. Listen, I'm all about being safe, but I'm also all about choices. And it's one of those things where it's like you shouldn't be sitting there making someone do something if it's not what they want. You shouldn't be sitting there forcing it on someone as far as the vaccine is concerned. And I've been saying that for a couple of days. And it's just kind of a really terrible situation that he has to sit there and lose his job, lose his livelihood, stop playing a character, stop being on the show, stop being at a job that he worked at for years. For years. And it was, when he was there saying that, he grew up on the show, people watched him grow up on the show, it was really heartbreaking. And like I always sit there and tell this story as far as like when I first saw Jason as a character, that was my guy. He was so my guy to the point where I got a bunch of black t-shirts in high school. Because I just loved the character so much. So the hair that he's leaving and the reasons why, it's I'm beyond angry and sad. But with that being said, I'm not going to stop watching it. And I don't believe that Steve would want people to stop watching it just because he's not going to be on that show. Because there are other people on the show. You got amazing talents, you got amazing actors, you got a great storyline most of the times. And so, as much as I love Jason as a character, he's not the whole show. As much as I love Sonny, he's not the whole show. Now, you're going to have people on his IG being like, I'm going to start watching. I've been watching it for X amount of years. And while I don't want to sit there and come at them and attack them for stop watching the show based off of one character, I do always got to sit there and question. So let me get this straight. You're going to stop watching it because there's one character, right? Let's say there's one character that you love isn't on the show for, let's say, a week. You're just not going to watch it? Like, it's just something a little kind of odd where it's like, I get the love, the admiration for the character. Trust me. I get it. But I have to sit there and believe that the people that don't want to watch it because he's not on there aren't watching it just because he's not, just because he was on there. So, I just look at it that way when people are saying they're not going to watch the show anymore because of one character. It's like, it's just a little kind of odd to me. I get it to some extent because I don't like what they're doing with what they're doing with him. And I understand, if you want to sit there and do it out of protest, out of solidarity, whatever it is, fine. But I do believe that he wouldn't want people to stop watching it just because he's not on the show anymore. I like to sit there and try to believe that he's a really good and decent guy. That doesn't, have any ill will towards, like it sucks, and I'm not saying he's happy about it, but he doesn't want any ill will as far as like people to start watching the show just because he's not going to be on there. If I can, I'm gonna sit there and try to link the Instagram video that I saw on there, him explaining it, and we'll leave it at that. There was a part of me that was like, in some ways, I don't know if I actually want to make a separate video about it because I don't want to sit there and keep harping on it, but I don't know, it's kind of up in the air right now. So, this episode, oof. I'm gonna admit, it was really emotional. It was really emotional. It was so emotional that there was a part of me that I was a little nervous about, filming and stuff like that because I didn't want to get too emotional in my video. When you were talking about the kid and stuff like that, the baby and, whatever potential health problems he may have because of, hypoxia, I think they was saying. Like halfway through it, like 30-something minutes through it, which I can't even believe I actually got through it without nearly feeling like I was about to burst into tears. But it got so bad that I actually had to sit there and start watching it and play Grand Theft Auto because doing bad stuff in that game brings me joy. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of played it a little bit too long, but like I was just, I don't know, all of it just kind of got to me. So yeah, at the end, because it's that part, and granted, I feel like that was the majority of the episode. Brando does go and see his son because, Sasha, she can't make it there, and she wants at least, between one of us or whatever to go over there and check on him and make sure that, there's somebody there. So he goes in there and he checks him and, he grabs his hand or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I literally took like a good 15 minutes to stop watching it, and then I felt like I was about to start like going into tears again. But luckily, it was over, and I made it. I'm not gonna lie, let's put it this way, it was so emotional, like it was so much of an emotional episode that like Gladys was actually being like a decent human being for a little bit. Like she was actually like, emotional, like upset and saddened by everything because she was hanging outside, the hallway, whatever. And, even when she was sitting there talking to Sonny and stuff, she just looked like she was just off. And even Carly was like, yo, you good? And that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, this episode is definitely a lot different than, a lot of the other episodes. I mean, yeah, they throw in emotions here or there, but to be honest, I don't know. Unless it's This Is Us, or sometimes A Million Little Pieces, I don't generally tend to get emotional about soap operas. I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where certain episodes may be a little more sad than the others, but it's like, all right, you know. But yeah, this one was definitely was high for me. How actually tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. This episode was actually higher to me than in a lot of ways than when Oscar died. And I think it was partly because I knew that the actor wanted to leave and do other things. So it wasn't, you know, I felt like this was actually higher than, as far as the emotional aspect, than when Oscar died. Of course, towards the end, when they had like Lila and Edward, that's when I was like, all right, now you guys went too far. But yeah, this episode was definitely high on the This Is Us scale. I would sit there and say. Um, Hell, even Sunny and Carly were being nice to her. I mean, granted, they were gonna be like mean during that time, but they were like, you know, genuinely nice. Like Sunny was like, you know, talking to her and just kind of, you know, sitting with her with Carly and stuff like that. I was like, damn, this episode just has a totally different feel in itself. Um, Now let's see. Where do I go from here? Just not there thinking about what to talk. Oh, since we're in, you know, the hospital setting, let's talk about Brooklyn and Chase. Long story short, Brooklyn is just like, yo, you sure you want to do this? Because you're going to be in a lot of heat. A lot from Valentine, a lot from a lot of people. You sure you want to do this? Maxie comes in there, and, you know, Chase is like, yo, I know everything. So at this point, now you got 4 people that know. Can we all just appreciate just how this plan just spiraled way out of control from whatever the hell it was to this mess now, you know? I know there's a saying that, you know, if one person, you know, a secret's only safe when we have 2 people and only one person's dead or something like that. But at this point, you got 4 people. Yeah, 4 people that know. And, you know, here's the thing. Now she can't even sit there and tell what she wants. Now Maxie can't even sit there and tell what she wants because Maxie was like, yo, listen, Peter called me. I guess Peter used his one phone call to sit there and call Maxie instead of calling a lawyer or, like, anyone else. So now she's like, yo, we definitely can't sit there and go back now. But I do feel like at the very least you could sit there and tell Valentine just to not make him feel like, you know, total, so trying not to curse, but, you know, to not feel, you know, have something, you know? I mean, hell, at least it would save Brooklyn a little bit of Valentine's wrath if they told the truth, but, I mean, at this point, screw it, we're just gonna sit there and just keep digging on in it, so why not? So Anna brings in a team of people to sit there and dig. You know, Britt is feeling hella guilty, you know, because she's going to be feeling that for a very long time because she asked Jason to go with her. So she's going to be feeling guilt. We all know Carly. Oh yeah, and Carly was not there talking to Sonny about Nina. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm with it as far as Carly getting revenge, but I'm also just like, is it my imagination or am I feel in 2 ways, and I don't know if this makes any sense. Part of me feels like I understand where Carly's coming from as far as revenge and stuff like that. The other part of me is like, I don't know, maybe it was just today, but I was like, Carly was still sitting there talking about this with Sonny as far as getting revenge or not getting revenge. What day is this? You know, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there saying that Nina doesn't deserve all the smoke that she's getting. We all know how much I don't like Nina. But with that being said, I just felt like maybe it was today was just getting a little kind of redundant. You know, just getting a little kind of, all right, yeah, we get it. You know, you don't like Nina because of what Nina did to you, and Nina doesn't like you because of what you did to her, and it's like, and I know I'm not the only person that's kind of feeling that way. No, I'm not. So yeah. But yeah, so Anna brings in her team. They talk about they can't really hear anything as far as detect a heartbeat or anything like that. And yes, thank you for letting me know about the car because I was like, well, what was at the end? Because I felt like I wasn't tired, but I felt like did I black out or something? Anyway, they sit there and say, well, you know, about the card yesterday. So anyway, they said they can't find him pretty much. You know, Britt is devastated. Old Brick is Cynthia trying to comfort her. Drew says sorry, pretty much more or less to Anna for trying to kill her. And you know, they also think that you know, they're gonna get justice. You know, like Peter's going down, and well, let's be honest, I don't know if Peter is going down on this one or not. I feel like there's a lot of people that do like him as a character, that do like him as a villain. So it's hard to sit there and say, it's like, are they really gonna sit there and let this character go? You know? I mean, you know, plus there's rumors of, you know, Obrick, her actual, you know, actress name, that she may be kind of leaving. But, you know, at this point, who knows? Who knows? Oh, yeah, Liz is there to offer emotional support. Nina came in there to sit there and check up on Sasha to offer emotional support. And Nina talks to Valentine. Valentine tells Nina about, you know, Brooklyn lied, but didn't sit there and say why, and Nina knows. And Nina's kind of just like, you know, cut her some slack. And also, karma. I mean, hell, it wasn't that long ago that Valentine hired Sasha to sit there and fake like she was Nina's daughter. And then having her ripped away being not her daughter. And now Valentine's feeling the exact same thing. So, I guess, you know, this is one of those things that sucks. This is one of those things that really sucks. Because I'm not for necessarily kicking characters while they're down. You know, I'm not. And I understand that Valentine did it with the best of intentions. He didn't do it out of malice. He didn't do it for whatever. I mean, granted, I felt like he partly did do it because he wanted to get back in her good graces because of, I don't remember what he last did to her. But, you know, he did do it for somewhat of a selfish reason, you know. And now he's doing that exact same thing. So part of me is not there thinking like when he's lying and he's crying and this, that, and the third is like, bro, I want to feel bad for you, and I kind of do, but at the same time, you also kind of did this to Nina. So, I don't know how to feel about that, bro. Really don't. I don't know why, but I feel like I got kind of everything out the way. I think that's partly because this was more or less Sasha and Brando as far as the emotional aspect and the baby and stuff like that. I felt like they didn't really spend that much time even on the Castle Island stuff. So, and I'm not gonna lie, a part of this episode felt, I wouldn't sit there and say it felt bleak, but watching the video, Steve, you know, giving his farewell, farewell. You know what I'm sitting there saying, farewell. I was gonna get that word right. You know, I'd be lying if I didn't sit there and say it felt a little kind of bleak watching it, but I still did enjoy it, and that's because I've been enjoying watching it for a while. You know, it's really funny. So when I was sitting there looking it up, when I was sitting there looking up Steve, you know, his Instagram, like leaving and stuff like that. Because I was trying to find it on Instagram before I'd sit there and try to find it on, I was trying to find it on YouTube. And guess what I came across? Brock TV's first, well, not first video, but his video that he did in 2012. Oh my goodness. It was so weird watching like that, you know, him being that young. I swear it was like it was crazy. And I think he's been on here even longer than that. And the reason why I partly didn't watch it, not just because of like nostalgic thing or whatever, like damn bro, like you've been on here for a long time, but also this was, you know, the time when he left before. I didn't really know why he left before, and I'm not gonna lie, some ways I was kind of, maybe I was a little more grateful because I didn't know that I didn't have the knowledge, and I didn't sit there and look at the show a little bit differently, you know? Like, if I was just watching this just as a fan, no YouTube, no really kind of invest, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, just watching it. And I didn't know, my feelings might be a little bit different. I think I would just kind of just go into it, just being like, just watching, like, oh man, I can't believe he's gone, and yada yada yada, and it would suck from a fan's perspective, just whatever. But now knowing the knowledge of why, and knowing it was caused because of a company telling people, well, if you don't do this, you lose that, and that's pretty much the end of it. It does make me feel a bit differently. It really does. Um, I guess that's kind of a blessing and a curse. I've been watching this since I was in high school. You know, this is before I had like the internet or anything like that. So if characters would get killed off, I didn't know why. And I was kind of mostly into a lot of other stuff. But now, hmm, still debating in my head on should I do a separate video on him leaving. But I don't know if it would change that much. I really don't. Uh, it's just from the emotional aspect of hearing him sit there and say like, one day when the mandate is like lifted and he can actually come back on the show maybe, and finish out his character. I it's one of those things where it's kind of weird. I would like to sit there and believe that hearing it, and I don't really have a reason why not to, I guess, but like just hearing him be grateful and just kind of sit there saying that he has other plans, he has other things that he'll sit there and do, like one door closes, the other door opens, and all that good stuff. And I think it's great as a I don't want to sit there and say as a PR move, but mm, I don't know. At the end of the day, I wish nothing but the best for him. I don't like that he's going, and I don't like the reason why he's going. If this was one of those things where it's like he just was done with the character, he wanted to spend time with his family or whatever, I think I would be in a much, I guess, higher spirits. But knowing that he didn't really have a choice, um, it 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 angers me, and it saddens me too. Not just as a fan, not just as a fan, but just as somebody who could respect someone else's career and knowing that it's over just because you're not doing what they tell you to do. You know, it's it sucks, and I am genuinely both angry, but I think a little bit more sad. But with that being said, like I said before, I'm not gonna stop watching it because I've been watching it for years. Um, and I love all the different characters in that show. I'm not even gonna say I love all the different characters in that show. Even Gladys when she annoys the living hell out of me. Even Nina when she annoys the living hell out of me. And I know love is a strong word, but the point is, okay, let me just kind of take back the whole love part on Nina. The point is, I can appreciate all these characters and everything that these actors bring to the table. And it is what makes GH so great. So, I'm going to stick with it. I love Jason and then Steve as a character and as a person. I think he's a great guy from what I've seen. Um, and I would like to sit there and believe that he wouldn't want people to stop watching it just because he's not going to be on there. Um, and so I'm not going to sit there and tell people what to do. I'm not going to tell my subscribers what to do. If they want to start watching it because he's not on there, they want to start watching it because what Disney did, I respect that. I respect that, you know. I respect whatever choices that people make. I hope that they still watch it because, you know, then they get to watch the reviews and we could kind of sit there and chat about stuff. And if you don't, I understand that as well. And I really do hope that you still rock with me. And I also do Days and Bold and the Beautiful, in case you watch those shows as well. Still gonna be rocking with that. Also, if anyone was watching my Bold and the Beautiful reviews and I didn't do one yesterday, it's because my tablet is well, it sucks. And it didn't come out. But I do have to review today, so I'm gonna put that out. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. You know, I always sit there and say I want to thank everyone for watching. Like it's just something that just is a closing out statement. And it's not. It's really not. I truly want to thank everyone for watching. Because my schedule and everything like that comes and it's very fluctuating and sometimes it comes out and sometimes it comes out late. So I really do, truly, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate every single person that watches it. Even when you don't always agree with what I say, you still watch. And that, I cannot be more grateful. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.